So a very common injury for hockey players is the shoulder separation. It's called the shoulder separation. What happens is the clavicle separates from its attachment at the end of the shoulder. It's usually just from a check in the boards. It can be very simple, but it's really painful. And then it's really common. It's not very preventable. There is stuff to manage a hockey player also, but it usually puts the player out for at least a week for a grade 1 separation. So that's very common. Then coming back to hips is another very common, probably the most common. And there's a research that showed that hockey players have really strong extensors. So when they push out, when they skate, they're very strong and powerful. But the inner muscles of their thigh aren't strong enough to pull that leg back. So when they push out, the other muscle can't resist that, and they get a big stretch. And that's where we have all these groin pulls. It always happens like that at the start of the season. Guys do a lot of power squats. They do the first 2 weeks of training and they hurt their groins because their groins aren't strong enough. So that's a change in mentality that has to happen.